Another brick fan with a LEGO 90 years celebration set. This is Forest Hideout. This is set 40567, was released in June 2022. It has 258 pieces, 2 minifigures, and was a gift with purchase of $150 or more from Lego.com or Lego stores. This is another in the 90th anniversary sets. Some of the others include the Galaxy Explorer, as well as the Lion Knights Castle, which this actually fits in really well with. This is the hideout for the forest people, and you see their shields here, which are printed pieces. I like that very much. I actually have the original yellow castle, and all of the shields had stickers on them, which, as you might imagine, have not weathered super well, because that set was out almost 30 years ago, 40 almost years ago. So stickers don't necessarily last as long as the printed pieces do. Very nice set. I think it is also a remake of set 6054 called Forestman's Hideout. Put a little picture of that up here on the screen. This new set is obviously done with updated pieces, and it's slightly bigger than the original set. As you can see, it's hinged, so this is in its open position, and then it can close down into the forest hideout here. In this folded position, you see it's a nice tree trunk where there's kind of a lookout position up here. You can see on the interior, there's like a little bit of storage over here. There's this ladder that goes up to the lookout post. Not a lot of interior space, but for a set that is 250 pieces approximately, I think it's a really good representation of the forest hideout. I do like the way these trees were done. Branches are done with these kind of tusk pieces and then the big leaf pieces. It uses some of these newer, wider curved pieces and other curves here to create this nice top of the tree look. There is a spear here, a little clip piece with a spear. A small tree. This is the newer style tree with the round base. The older ones actually had the kind of notched base. These, I think, fit on a little bit better, stay a little bit better. Got a small plant piece down here. You may have noticed the mushroom right here next to our sword woman here. One of the forest people, and this really clever little build of a archery target is also included. Let's take a closer look at the minifigures. As I mentioned in the intro, this set comes with 2 minifigures. So we have a forest man with a bow and arrows, and then we have a forest woman who is sporting this fine sword here. As you can see, both of these have the same legs and same torso piece, but it does look really nice. It's very period specific with kind of this vest over the top of a red tunic with the kind of scalloped edges, or kind of like a gear there. That was a very common collar used back then. It has a leather tie here to hold the vest closed. There's a belt with a pouch on it. All that turned out very nicely. The forestman, of course, has this bow and a quiver of arrows on his back here, and then he has this very nice Robin Hood-esque cap, with a triangular look, and then a feather, of course, in the cap. Moving around, you see they have the red arms because they are wearing green vests, so there's a red tunic underneath that. No alternate expression on either one of these in the traditional classic style, but you can see the back here of the tunic collar there, and then the vest back here, and the belt, of course, continues around. I like this nice braided hairpiece for our forest woman. Thought that was a nice touch. So let's go back and I'll give you my final thoughts on this set. I like this set very much. I appreciate the nostalgia. I like the Castle series. I was involved, I got quite a few of the Castle sets when I was younger, so kind of the original Castles. I did not get a lot of the Castle series kind of in the mid-range of the Castles, so like the 80s, I believe. But I did get a few from the 70s and really enjoyed this Castle theme. I do have a minifigure in here in the lookout tower. You might be able to just see him there. So the funny thing about this lookout tower is the way you can position the minifigure in there that you can't actually see out through the windows. So that's kind of an interesting, I understand that's the way they designed it. You can of course lift this roof up and get a little bit of access in there if you have small hands. There is just enough space inside to fit a figure on the top. Here, I've got my archer up here in the window looking out. I've got my sword person or sword woman down here. And there's just enough room for them to fit inside. You can see there's maybe a doorway right here. So that is kind of the entrance to get into the forest hideout. Overall, just a nice little design on a small set. Now, I do think the price to get this set was a little bit high, $150 for a free 250 piece set, which if you went off of the price per piece of around 10 cents per piece, which is where I generally start, this would be about a $25 set, $20 to $25 set. It's still nice to get free Legos. Basically, you got $25, a free $25 set by buying $150 worth of Lego. Another fine addition to the 90th anniversary sets that Lego released in 2022. Hope you've enjoyed my thoughts on this set. I'm going to get started on my next video. And until then, happy building. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and be sure to subscribe to see more of my content. I left a link to my other review playlists up here on the screen.